Hello and welcome. My name is Jess from Alchemist. I am popping on. This is our first night owl session, as I'm calling it, because we're just testing to see if there is people that are night owls in Australia, or if there is people from overseas that have been missing out on some of the earlier sessions because of time zones. So please let me know where you're from, and if you're from Australia and you're a night owl, or if you're from overseas and what time zone you're kind of in, because this is just a tester. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to get straight into doing some readings. So we've got LeGray from Queensland, Samantha from Melbourne, and Sharon. We've just got a hi from Sharon. So we've got about 15 people on. So there's quite a few night owls out there, but we're really wanting to know if there is some other people. So Sharon's from the United States. Perfect, Sharon. Could you tell us what day and time it is for you? Because we're just really looking into trying to be more supportive for different time zones. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then we'll go straight into some readings. So I do archetypal readings. So the cards that I use, you'll get to see them. They're very, very different. I have created a totally unique way of doing a reading. I draw 3 cards for the past, 3 for the present, and 3 for the future. I then sit with that, and then I draw an additional 6 cards for the future, so there ends up being like 9 of them. So then I read them both vertically and horizontally. So I know that sounds a bit weird, but when I do an hour-long session, it's like a puzzle that we put together, and the feedback I get from people is fantastic. So we've got Perth, first time listening. We've got Victoria Night Owl. It's Wednesday, 8 a.m. Wow, Sharon. Time zones just do my head in. So I do archetypal readings, and I also do coaching, either one-on-one with relanguaging how our sabotaging patterns in an archetypal way. So people go, oh, I've got self-love issues, like I don't love myself, I don't feel worthy. Well, you get actually through deep down into the self-esteem archetypes, which are causing that. And then once you have that understanding, there's other archetypes you can call in and work with, which are going to help you transform out of that. So I've been able to help, well, first of all, I helped myself with completely transforming out of incredibly debilitating. I had the worst self-doubt, self-critic, self-image, all those different things. So first of all, I learned by transforming myself, and now it's my passion to help other people. So late night session, I like it. A blessed reading would be fabulous. Queensland, Leeton. So that's really exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into some readings, and if you're just going to, if you want it in a specific area, so finance, business, career, work, home, those kinds of things. I'm not a clairvoyant. I'm not a medium, so I don't speak to the dead. So no pregnancy questions either, because I just find anything that comes into, when you've got a second person involved with their timelines and their souls, it's always really hard to give any kind of reading, and I'd be suspicious of anybody who did get a reading in those kind of areas. So let's see if we've got Samantha Love, a card reading about finance. So the other thing that I will say is these comments sometimes will come through in a chunk of about 10. So if you're not getting a response from me, don't hesitate to put another comment in, because that'd be fantastic. So Samantha, about finance. So we'll see what archetypes come up for Samantha with finance. So first up, we got the warrior. I'll show you the cards in a second. So the warrior is calling, like, you need strength, you need to take action, but it also can mean like you could be in a volatile situation, you know, with people that are a bit toxic around you. There's an initiation card of the agape. So that's actually really wide open to opportunity. So are you, Samantha, are you looking for a new job, or are you sick of the one that you're currently in and you're open to change, or you're wanting a promotion or starting a new business? When an initiation card comes through in finance, that usually means a lot of internal transformation where you're really being asked to trust your intuition. So it usually also means that you're trying to obtain something. So that's like either a promotion in the business, or you're absolutely sick of it and you want to try something different or a new business. So open to change. I think with any of the initiations, there's only 8 initiation cards in the whole deck. So when one comes through, it's on multiple different layers. So you start to get really dissatisfied. You get like itchy, like I need change. And things that didn't annoy you can actually start to annoy you. So like if what your colleagues are bitchy, or there's dissatisfaction, like they might be lie or pushy salesmen, or they like it's just something and you didn't mind it, but then as this initiation comes in, you actually want change. You just can't handle it anymore. So it's an interesting initiation, because it's really pushing you to trust yourself. I'm just going to pull a third card. The healer. Okay, so have you thought of going into any of the healing modalities or any of the spiritual modalities, Reiki, kinesiology, psychology, counseling, sociology, nursing, like anything that's in the healing realm? Because that's come in and it's a really quite strong energy, but it's almost like you'll heal yourself and find more happiness and soul satisfaction by like really moving into being more of service and finding people that feed your soul. So remember, you gotta be strong with the warrior. You know, any change takes courage, and you can call that warrior in. So, you know, come on guys, I need my strength, give me the warrior. You've got that initiation. So see how it's all across the board, that it's radiating out, wide open to change, but it's really trusting your intuition, really trusting in yourself and what's coming through. And you know, I need to do this, I want to do that, all those kinds of things. And the healer is stepping up and healing and being interested in other people, and but at the same time deep healing for yourself, because you're aligning with something that you want to do more. Samantha, tarot and oracle reading is what you want to do. Then like when the initiation comes through, you can't really hide from it. So if that's what your intuition's saying, that you really need to pursue it, because you go from being like bogged in sticky energy to really, really excited, and you're pursuing your soul dreams. So it's far more powerful. So I wholeheartedly say go for it. It doesn't mean you have to give up your job right this second and pursue it. It's you start learning it, start going for it, offering free sessions until you become more confident, then start the business and build it from there. So you can still, you know, you don't have to go bomb straight into it, but it's building that, and you'll just heal yourself, find your happiness, and you'll heal other people. You know, I've had people cry when I give them readings, because like they've had to hear certain things, and I didn't even really like I was just telling them about one of the cards. Like it can be quite an amazing gift to be able to comfort somebody when they're in an emotional crisis. So I say go for it. Now, who else have we got? So Annette Morgan, I would love any advice, thank you. So Annette, I'm just going to give you general guidance. I'm going to see what comes through for you, darling. What archetypes? Yes, Samantha, it's time. So just build your confidence. I start offering them at, whatever price to start off with. Then just increase your prices as you feel more confident and as you build your reputation. You just got to start, darling. Now, Annette, what archetypes do we need for Annette? Oh, we got the seed. Highly creative time, Annette. Like sometimes it can be an overwhelming amount of information. So it's like creative ideas, boom, boom, boom. I'll show you the card in a second. We got the flame. That's highly creative as well. It's like a burning desire. I'm very interested. What kind of creative idea have you got you're wanting to come through? Okay. Oh, we got the shaman. So, show you this one. See in the middle, you have a little pearl, which is your wisdoms, and then there's just hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of circles. So these represent creative ideas, the beginnings of ideas and the seeds of change. It can be a little bit overwhelming with like, oh, I've got so many ideas of things that I want to do and I don't really know where to start. So it's also a card that tells you, okay, pick a couple of things. So pick a couple of seeds and you grow them, fertilize them, water them, nourish them. Instead of trying to grow 100 ideas and 100 seeds, you pick like 5 or even just 1. And then you grow that. And then you get the next seed and the next idea and you grow that. And before you know it, you've got a grove. And then before you know it, you've got a forest. So it's a card where it's saying don't be too overwhelmed with things that you're wanting to manifest and grow. You're going to have to pick a few things, but it's highly creative. So it's really exciting, Annette. That flame, that's the flame of you can really, it's creative again. You can manifest things. It's a incredibly creative card, and with that fire you can really have the intent to whatever your seeds are, whatever your ideas are, you work with that flame of intention and that creativity energy and you focus, and it's highly creative, so you'll be able to manifest what you're wanting to with that focus and intention. I find it really interesting, Annette, that you have got the shaman. So the shaman is a deeply spiritual card. It's where you're the bridge. So it means that you've got the ability for people to come to you for advice and healing, and you act as the bridge for spirit. So it can literally be teaching as well. You're teaching something, they come to you, you impart the knowledge that they need. There's a bit of a warning with the shaman card. The shaman can learn by its wounds and learn the hard way. But it also means they're not scared to go into the dark psyche, both for themselves and anybody that they help. So this tells me that, whichever creative ideas you're really wanting to birth, don't do it the hard way. Dream it into reality. Use all esoterical knowledge, and because that shaman energy, you can dream things into reality with it. But at the same time, don't let yourself get stuck, because then it won't manifest, and then you have to learn things the hard way. So take action, be decisive, trust yourself, ask for help, ask for spirit, find comfort in the animal kingdom, find comfort in everything around you. Does that make sense, darling? Very potent cards. It's a very potent reading for creation and manifestation. So it's almost saying, you can use that seed and flame to manifest and create whatever you're wanting to, but be careful with that shaman that you use it for positive, so that you're that bridge. You use spirit, you're praying, you're working with the animals, the earth, to really manifest what you're doing. If you ignore your intuition and you ignore your messages, you're going to do things the hard way, which is the shadow side of the shaman. So just be careful with that, because it's basically saying you're in highly fertile and creative time and you need to take action. Okay. Does that make sense, Annette? Now let's just pop up. Okay, darling. Whoops. Where did your thing go? Okay, you'd love a reading about finance, business finances, please. Okay, so we're going to see what archetypes are going to be beneficial for you in your business. We'll see if anything's coming through that might be holding you back, or like which ones are going to be the most supportive. We'll be able to tell as we go through. So let's see what we've got for Darlene. We'll just pop the new comments down. Now, just remember, guys, that my readings tend to be a little bit longer because I do the 3 and I go in depth. So if there's a heap of questions that come through, don't forget to hesitate to ask a second time, because otherwise I have to scroll back through 200 comments. Perfect, Annette. I'm so glad that that landed for you. It's a very strong reading, very strong energy. Trust yourself. Trust in whatever you want to create. And if you go into doubts and fears, you're just going to get bogged down and have a big lesson. Now, Darlene, business finances, what archetypes support her business? Okay. So, Darlene, you got an initiation card straight up, and it's not an easy one. So, it's a card that's revealing layers of deception within yourself and revealing truth. So, it's kind of like there might be business partners or clients or people that you're dealing with, and they just rub you the wrong way because they're not in their ethics and in their morals. So, you know, they could even be outright liars, and you're not going to be able to deal with that energy. It's also a card that's asking you to look really deep. Like if you've got self-doubt and if you've got self-esteem issues, or if you've got a bully or toxic people around you, you've got to really go in deep and look at your business and go, okay, what's going wrong? What do I need to own? What's my stuff? And then what's other people's stuff? Work on your own, and if you can, get rid of the other people that are not truthful or are causing blockages. And you need to really be aware that sometimes our businesses and our workplaces and ourselves, they shift as we shift energetically. So sometimes we can go for 10 years and we're like the best salesperson and we'll say anything to anyone. And then we go through a transition and all of a sudden we can't lie, or we can't be comfortable telling someone something, and it's not fully going to help them, you know. So it's a very full-on card. You just got rid of them. Yes. So it's across all layers. So look in yourself as well, Darlene, because you might need to look at, okay, well, why did I allow them in the first place? Is there something I need to do to make sure that I don't repeat this pattern? So when it comes to initiation cards, it's layer upon layer upon layer. You look at your home life, your work life, your childhood. You look at everything so that you don't repeat patterns. And this card is so potent. It's an initiation of the truth being bared, and you go in really deep. And I get a sense that you actually got lots of courage. You're quite happy to do it, and you're quite strong. So it's just a matter of going, okay, show me these truths. Show me what needs to be done. Now I'm going to get you another card. Okay, this is a lot more positive. So this is showing me that, okay, you've been moving through that shifts and changes of getting rid of the toxic people and aligning yourself. And then you've got the seed as well. So the seed is highly creative. And just like I told the lady before you, or the one before that, you can't grow too many ideas. You're going to be far more potent if you just pick 1, 2, 3 and really pour your energy into it and nourish it and grow it, envision it, do all those kinds of things, because that card it comes through when it's highly creative. But remember, so I'll show you that Apocalypse card first. Like, it, even just looking at it, it's full on. And then you've got that seed. Now remember, the pearl is at the center of all of it. So it's all these creative ideas, but it's your wisdoms and it's your energy that needs to be implanted into whatever you're birthing, because it's your knowledge, it's your energy, it's your gifts. So you make sure that you grow it. Don't accept other people's unless it's aligned with your own. That feels really important, saying that, actually. So it needs to be your idea. So another beautiful card, which is the card of surrender. It's the river. It's going with the flow. So this whole reading is really asking you to align yourself with your higher self and spirit, and you'll get an idea. You'll get that creative idea, and then you're like, okay, well, I need to manifest it, and I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to grow it. And then if you have like an idea, like, oh, I need to ring such and such, or I need to email somebody, you honor that, because it's really important from spirit. They're giving you a message. They want you to go with the flow, because you can create what you want. So trust those random thoughts, because you're going to make amazing connections. You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I want to work on this, guys. Show me who I need to call in so that I can work on this. Who should I meet today? What should I do? And co-create. So remember to be in that space. Wake up and be optimistic and ask, what should I do? Don't wake up and be pessimistic and go, oh, I've just had all these shit people in my life and it's been really hard. So you need to go the opposite spectrum of being really, really optimistic, because it's actually quite potent. And remember, that seed card, very creative and really great at manifestation. So did that make sense, darling? Now, let's just go. Let's have a look. Sharon, addiction is one of the hardest things to be a witness to, because there's literally nothing. I'm just going to smudge my cards because I've done quite a few. Hang on. So addiction is one of the hardest things, because archetypally you have in your self-esteem system, so, and this is one of the things I teach in the coaching, in the one-on sessions, you have your child, your victim, your saboteur, and your prostitute. And they get activated first, and then the addict actually gets activated as a sub-archetype. So to heal the addict and help it to face itself, you actually have to find what that core trigger is in their self-esteem archetypes. So my heart absolutely goes out to you, and I have to also witness family members in their addictions, and it's very, very well, there is no real words. It's awful, isn't it? So I'm going to get you some archetypes, and I'm just going to ask for general guidance of the ones that's going to be the most beneficial for you, because I feel like you're just in huge emotional turmoil. Okay, sure. Okay, so you've got the empty room. The empty room is the void. So that pretty much describes exactly what you're in right now, is that void, you know, and that's such a hard place to be. All right, Sharon. Let's see what else. I'm going to describe the empty room in a moment. I just want to see. Okay. So the empty room is kind of really hard to describe to somebody. Imagine being in the void. You are in an empty room and you're sitting on the chair in the empty room, and it's really confronting because you want to fill that room up with clutter so that you don't have to be alone in that space and face things, face the reality, feel the emotions, feel the despair, feel the hopelessness, and all of those. But this is actually asking you to just sit, acknowledge everything that you're feeling and that it's okay. And don't judge those feelings of hopelessness and despair. Don't go, okay, I am, you know, I'm going to have to be strong, or I have to do this a certain way, or I have to do such and such. It's literally just asking you to be. I think you've been in that void space and struggling with it for a little while because you just want to fix things, but you can't. You have 2 positive cards that come up. The ring, this is all about cycles. So it could be referring to your son actually having the ability to break his cycle. But something I find really potent, and something that I've witnessed both in my own family and also within other people's and my clients, I've seen it too many times for me to dismiss it. And it's when we break a cycle within ourselves, we can actually help our family out. So I want you to go through and just see if you've got any self-sabotaging patterns, if you've got an inner critic, if you've got a doubter, if there's something that you've been wanting to do for your whole life and you've been putting it off, like you wanted to learn how to play golf or learn how to paint or learn how to sing or do the piano. If there's something that you've been putting off for whatever reason because everyone else comes before you, this is a card that's telling you, okay, there's cycles and patterns within yourself that you need to look at. And I actually think that you'll be able to be an example for your son if you're working on your own cycles and the things that you're wanting to do. If you've got the courage to put yourself first and you've got the courage to do something that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, then he can go, oh, well, if mum can do it, you know, it's not impossible. So I really want you to look at your life and go, is there something I've really been wanting to do, or is there something I need to let go of, and work with that energy. Now this one here, whoop, this is the gem. So this makes me feel like there is something within yourself which would benefit from coming out. It's about our hidden facets. It's about the parts of ourselves which need to polish up. And you can have a rough gemstone, and then when you clean it and buff it up and cut it up, and here's all the facets, and now it's amazing. So instead of putting everyone else first and the burden of everyone else, and worrying about your son and all those different things, I think this is really asking you to look at yourself, something you want to do just for yourself. What is a facet? What is one of your gems that wants to come through? And by actually putting yourself through first, and by doing this, you're going to set an example for your whole family. And I think that's going to be the way to get out of that void space, because you can't fight the void. You know, it's it's, you know, you can't clutter it up with everything. You've got to look at things, go deep, ask, you know, what's going on. So I really think that that cycles, that ring is actually both about yourself, but there's the potential there. You can never control someone else's addict, because it's, you know, they need to find the courage within to use their self-esteem and their soul esteem. So I'm talking archetypally, but it's even the 12 steps with alcoholism, you can look at that archetypally. So I'm just sending you so much love, and I'm wishing your son all the best, and really look and see if there's something that you can do for yourself so that you can go, okay, I'm setting an example, and do that deep inner work. Did that make sense, gorgeous? Oh, so I've got a what do you call a block user? Bye, Ifa. Has lost access to your Facebook account. Oh, okay, I can't get rid of Ifa. Ifa, bye-bye. Oh, well. Anyway, ignore Ifa. Ifa. I shouldn't laugh, that's a bit rude. Anyway, let's find a new, if anyone can block him on their side, that would be really fantastic, because StreamYard is not allowing me to. Wonder if I could do it on my phone. Dun, dun, dun. I can do it on my phone. Oh, I can even talk to myself. Dun. Block Ifa. Did I block him? I think I got him. I can do it on my phone. Oh, I can even talk to myself. Did that ditch him? Block Ifa. Did I block him? I think I got him. I don't like listening to myself talk. Did that ditch him? Block Ifa. Did I block him? I think I got him. I don't like listening to myself talk. It's saying that I should be able to. Okay, did that ditch him? It's saying that I should be able to. Okay, I think I've got rid of him. Well, actually, Cerise looked like you were able to. Nope, he's still there. How's he stopping me from being able to delete him? I think I've got rid of him. Well, actually, Cerise looked like you were able to. Yes, Wendy, if it should, if off. Okay, so I won't give any more time to Ifa. I literally, he has some kind of superpower where I cannot ban him, and I have privileges on both sides to do it. So I don't know if that's a new Facebook thing. I don't know. So I'm just going to have to go through all the Ifas. Now, so it's not actually updating. This is seriously annoying. How am I doing for time? I've still got plenty of time. Okay, so It's saying I've lost connection. Okay, so now I've been reconnected. So this is seriously frustrating. Okay. So no comments are coming through for me. Can people comment if they would like a reading? There's something wrong with my... Come on. Hello, hello. Ah, here we go. We have just got things. Okay. So, Wendy Harvey, regarding your health. So we'll see what comes through. It's always a bit interesting with health. Sometimes I get it spot on, and sometimes if it's just too much projections around it, then I don't have the world's accurate reading, just being honest. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to ask for archetypes which are going to support your health and see what comes through that way. Okay. So we got the shadow. So the shadow is not the funnest of cards. So it usually means that it's either like depression or grief or fear, you know, fear about your health. So I'm just going to see what other cards come through. The Flame. That's a highly creative card. Good for manifestation. Let me see what the third one is. The Vision. Okay, so Wendy, this card's the shadow has got quite a bit of icky energy towards it. So it's like fear, confusion, doubt, those kinds of things, going into the shadow and facing your fears are about whatever health. But the next two are really positive, and they're creative and holding the vision. So you've got that flame and you've got that vision. So this reading's really asking you to go in and really envision yourself with whatever health concern it is as being healed, or like envision yourself happy, envision yourself doing something and you're pain-free, or whatever it is. You can create vision boards. You can, because this flame's coming through, like if you got a candle and you stared into the flame and you really set affirmations and worked upon, you know, being positive about what it is, then you have a far better chance of creating change in your life than if you just stay in the shadow. So that vision one is really potent. So work with that. Every morning, wake up, envision yourself pain-free, happy, healthy, whatever it is, the complete opposite to what's going on now. And then as you go to bed, you're envisioning the same thing, and really work with it because it's just basically the complete opposite to that shadow card, and that's what you really need to work with at the moment. So I'm not clairvoyant. I don't get like, boom, you need to take this potion and you're miraculously going to be better. I can only speak archetypally. So that flame is highly creative, it's highly potent, and that vision card is also dreaming and seeing yourself as healed, happy, healthy, pain-free, the opposite to what you are now. So really work with those two archetypes. I hope that helps, and I hope you get better, darling. Oh, that's perfect, Sharon. I'm so glad you were happy with it. Okay, we have got someone from Canada. So if we've got anyone from overseas, please let me know, because I've came on for, you know, at this 11 till 12 time slot just to see how many Aussie Night Owls we've got up and about, and also how many overseas clients we have got. so please let us know if you're from overseas. So Susan from Canada, let's see what I've got. Family concerns. Just going to see what archetypes are going to support you. So Susan, you've got the empty room as well. So the empty room is being in that void space. So being really concerned, something's going on, and the void's usually feeling hopeless and a bit of despair, and or things are just hard and confused, and why is this happening kind of energy. This night owl would like a relationship reading. Cherie, that's perfect. So Susan, I'm going to get some other cards here and see if I can figure out what's going to support that. Whew, initiation card. Anima Mundi. This is the connection to all things. It's the world. It's a highly spiritual and esoterical card of connection. What is that doing in a family relationship question? The Sustainer. I'm actually going to do a fourth card because this reading needs a bit more. Creativity. Okay. That void space, Susan, not knowing what's going to go on, what's the answer, why is this happening? You've then got an initiation card. This is all about connection. It's about connecting with your divine self. It's connecting with the land. It's connecting with each other. It's incredibly about trusting your intuition, and it all comes through. It's like a very spiritual activation. So if your family is in any way spiritually inclined, it's going to be very supportive for them. It can be a bit of a shamanic feel to this as well. So you'll be supported by seeking the elements, going for walks, the beach, the lake, going outside, walking barefoot, connecting with the earth, because you need that connection in order to do it. It's highly esoterical. So no matter what spiritual religion or leanings you have, this can be like, a prayer and connection can actually be highly potent at this time. Oh no, we have another one now. So we'll just have to ignore Og Jr. Og, boy, I had some interesting names for our people. So if anyone can try and block Og, that would be fantastic. Now, Susan, the Sustainer and that Creative Seed card. So these are both really positive aspects that goes with that void space and with that connection with spirit and feeling aligned and really wanting to connect. The Sustainer is the everyday things. It's the cleaning of the house. It's the cooking of the food. It's preparing a safe space for each other. It's a hug. It's washing each other's clothes. We take all these things for granted and we even see them as boring, but they actually end up grounding us so much, and they're the comfort and the glue that holds you all together as you're really going through things. So nourish yourself and see all of those things which we just go, oh, how boring. They're actually your superpower at the moment. As you're cleaning up, as you're doing the washing, it's not boring, it's grounding, it's beautiful. And that creative card, if you have an idea of something that's going to be able to help you with the family issues that are going on, you trust it, because that one there, it's just highly potent. Creativity and that initiation card. There's only 8 initiation cards, and this one's a whammy. I'm going to go in there and see, like, you've got all the different sacred symbols. You've got the Celtic cross as well. You've got the moon. You've got star signs of the moons. There's the cross in there as well. It's trusting in spirit, and it's beautiful. So really calling upon whatever spiritual guidance can really form that connection. So, you know, that's quite beautiful. Now, oh, it says I froze. Susan, you might have to watch it back, because none of the other people are saying that I froze. So it might have just been our connections between us. There is a very big pond in between Canada and us. So just play it back. Now, let's see. Aussie and Latvia. That's really cool. Okay, Cherie. A relationship reading. So I'm going to ask what archetypes will support you for the relationship. That can be either calling in a relationship, a new one, or if you're in struggle street with your current one. We're going to see what's going to come through. Actually, I just might smudge the cards. It won't be a second, guys. Okay. Now it won't go out. Come on, buddy. Maybe I just need a bit of extra smudging. Okay. The offering. Oh, when that comes up in relationships, it's always about compromising. So the offering means you want something, you want the relationship, or you want an outcome, but you have to sacrifice something in order to get it. So when it comes up spiritually, like say someone wants to work with tarots, then you have to give up your fear of speaking and helping people. So when this comes to relationships, if you're, let me just go down here, I'll see if I've got any new ones. So Cherie, am I still broadcasting? I haven't got any new questions. Can someone just send me a comment? You're back. Yes, Susan, just replay it. Okay, Cherie, I'm hoping that you're still here. So I don't know if you're wanting a new relationship or you're currently in one. Let's see what else I've got. Yes. Cherie, does that mean you're in a new relationship or you're currently in one? Okay. So with that card of compromise, if you're wanting to create a really positive and loving relationship, or you're trying to call in someone new, you have to sacrifice your fears, or you have to sacrifice your doubts. If you get jealous, if you any of those different things, it's talking about giving up something so that you receive something. Now you have the riddle. This is a really deeply questioning card. It's like, what's going on? Why is this happening? You just keep going over and over in your head about different things. It's highly questioning. Once again, this can be in a relationship, or it can be, why am I not finding a new partner? Is there something wrong with me? You know, I want to find love, but I can't find it. What's going on? So it's like that. You just keep questioning over and over and over. And then you have the castle. So this card's about building a solid foundation, building your castle, building your relationship. It's also a warning not to be too materialistic. So don't value your partner because of money they make or you make or anything. It's you need to build it based on their personality. And I know that sounds blunt, but it's more like some people have financial concerns and things from their upbringing, and they just want financial stability. But this is asking, find the things that's worthy. It's also a card like if you've had partners in the past and they don't work and you end up doing all the work and you've got to be the provider and you've got to have the paycheck. This is a card that's saying, don't do that. So it's building a really solid foundation brick by brick of the things that are really important to you. Does that make sense? It's got to be the things which are going to, you can build your castle upon. So work on communication, work on truth. It'd be really interesting to know what you're being asked to give up, whether it's fear of something or if it's if it's self-doubt or is it criticism. I can't get a pen on it, darling. So I've still got some time for another one. I'm so sorry about Og. I can't really get rid of him. I can try again with this one here. Now, let's just try. Sorry about that. I can't really get rid of him. I can try again with this one here. Now, let's just try. So I've still got Og showing up on this, but he's not showing on that one. I'm just going to not worry about Og so that I can just finish off these readings. Complete sense, working on foundation with previous partner. I'm being asked back, but there is a blockage. So that riddle card's really questioning, and that castle's building that foundation. It kind of feels to me that in order for it to work, that offering might be all about brutal communication. Like I'm talking serious honesty, down to the point of like, okay, we're gonna have to talk about this and get real and just in the moment. I have a feeling like there was a lot of things in the past left unsaid, and he and you are kind of like wondering what's I'm doing. Is she thinking this? Is he thinking that? And instead of asking for clarity in the moment, you let it fester. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I could be way off, but I just feel like your communication is actually, if you're going to go ahead and do it, then the only way forward with that foundation of that castle is if it's just utter 100% raw truth for both of you. That's what it feels like to me. And then you can build your foundation upon raw honesty and truth and know exactly where each of these are emotionally, because you're just actually talking it all out. And you'll have to be able to be certain that you can honor him if he's telling you something that you don't want to hear, and that he has to be able to honor you if you're saying something he doesn't want to hear. So I hope that helps. So whoever got rid of Og, thank you very much. I couldn't do it. Yes, Cherie, that feels really important. And I'd let him know that he can be just as brutal. He needs to feel like he can feel safe in it as well. But if you get to a point where you just know it's not going to work, your gut instincts is like, no, they're too differently aligned, then really honor yourself. I feel like you'll regret it if you don't give it a go. But if he's not going to be able to have that same brutal honesty and really create that foundation of the castle, then you'll know within the next, probably say 3 months, whether or not it's going to work. That's what I feel. Kind of feel like you're almost decided, it's too hard. So, but I think it'd be valuable for you to give him that chance and yourself and just see if something amazing can come out of it. Now, who else have we got? Okay. So I've probably got enough for one, maybe a second one. I'll just quickly say while I'm doing this, I'm just going to pull you some cards. Charisse, am I saying that right? So I'll pull you some cards. So I do a 1 hour reading and also an activation, and I form it together as a package for 111 Aussie dollars. So it's a recorded activation and invocation directly after the reading, which I send through to you, and you can listen to it, which helps you really anchor in these archetypes. So that's that package. I'm also in December launching a 8-week group coaching program. So it really helps you to go in and language your sabotaging patterns archetypally. So you don't just say, oh, I've got self-worth issues. You find out exactly what archetype is causing the self-worth issues. When you find the clarity, you find the key to start unlocking everything. So archetypes are incredibly powerful. I have a free half an hour chat, which I can do, which I talk people through, and we talk about the sabotaging patterns, and it's quite powerful. So it's free, and I love helping people, and we can go into the coaching package in detail if it's something that you feel aligned with. If not, at least I get to share a little bit about archetypes with people. So all the description is in the write-up for this. Pronounced Cerise. Oh, I like that. All right, Cerise, some cards for you. Dun, 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 dun. The Vow. This card doesn't come through very often. It's when we're going to make a sacred vow. It can literally mean we're getting married, or it's a sacred vow that you're about to make some kind of change. So I've had people that I've helped who kind of made a vow to not lie and didn't really realize what they were doing, and then lying became so uncomfortable even witnessing it. So a sacred vow is potent. So I'm just going to pull some more cards and see if we can find out what your vow is about. Ooh, the fault line. So this means you're not certain about whether or not you should make the vow. There's something you really want to change, something you want to do. That's like, I need to go and study this, or I need to start this business, or I need to break a cycle within. Like a vow is a big thing, a big change. It's not like I'm going to go to McDonald's tomorrow. It's like I'm going to change my life. So, and that fault line is like, imagine walking out on ice and you start to hear the ice crack beneath your feet, and you're like, oh my God, am I going to fall through? This is like sketchy. So it's you're just on shaky ground. You don't know whether or not you should make that vow. Oh, but you should, because you got the Queen. So there is change coming. There is something that you want to do, and it's completely life-changing. You are petrified. You might, fail. You might drown in the icy waters. You might have all these things coming through. So it's quite scary for you. But you have that Queen. So you're going to transition into your sovereign. You're going to find that dignified strength, so that you can see exactly what's going to happen. So you do need to take that challenge up. You need to make that vow and you need to make that change so that you can step into that sovereignty and into that certainty and be able to see clearly and be in a place of power. So it's a really beautiful reading, Cerise. Now, I think I can squeeze one more in. So, Rosie Bell would love a reading. Okay. Gonna have to do this one quick, Rosie, although I don't tend to do quick readings. We have the temple. This is honoring the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul, the emotions. It's honoring all of it. It's eating nourishing food. It's snuggling up on the lounge with your favorite movie and your favorite blanket. It is exercising. It is meditating. It's yoga. It's whatever comes into your mind as something that is going to nourish your body, mind, spirit, or emotions. Oh, this is a big one, darling. Brace yourself, Rosalie. You have, as you're honoring yourself, so you're meditating, you're doing the different things that's honoring your temple, your body, mind, your soul. You're then being asked to go into the mountain. So you're being asked to go inside and really look at the gems that are inside of you. What do I want to do with my life? What is my purpose? If I want to create something, go into you and like, how am I going to do it? If you're being drawn to a spiritual modality or any of the, psychic tarot readers, healers, acupuncturists, anything like that, you're being really asked to go within and go, hey, am I ready to be of service? Am I ready to step up? Am I ready to do this and face your fears around that? You have the shaman, potent energy. You're going to be the bridge. So people are going to come to you for advice. So it can be teacher, it can be healers, it can be anyone where they come to you. The shaman doesn't go to people. The shaman doesn't wear beads and hop around the forest and smoke a pipe. The shaman is the bridge, and they can really be careful because sometimes you learn the hard way. You learn by your wounds. You learn by, dark things can happen. So you have to embrace the shaman and use the positive aspects because this is a potent archetype to work with. So work with your dreams, work with your intuition, call upon the land, call upon the elements, work with anything that's 4D, intuition, guides, all of that. So let me just see if you've commented. Perfect. Now with this card, Rosalie, I want you to really embrace it. It's very, very potent. Don't be scared of the shaman, because anybody that has this archetype that comes in for them, it means they've got the strength to go into the darkest parts of their psyche, but they can also look at the darkest parts of their clients, of society, or anything else like that. They can see the patterns of why things happen. They can fearlessly tread where a lot of us go, I just don't want to do that. I'm not going there. The shaman goes there. So it's a very potent card. The whole reading is like this time of nourishment, of really working with spirit and going within yourself, because there's something that needs to come forth. You are being called to service in some way, and you need to face any fears about that, because you can't be the best healer or teacher or any of those things until you've really released those fears and worked upon your inner self, so that you can go forth and help people. And remember, we teach what we know. With my coaching, I teach everything that I've been through, and I don't try and preach anything that I haven't done myself. And I feel like that's really going to be the same for you, Rosalie. So we've now gone 4 minutes over, guys, and it's been absolutely lovely seeing you all at night. We're all night owls, and thank you so much for being here and letting me have a good old chat. And I hope everybody loved their readings. Remember, if you want to connect with me, my page is in the bio as well. You can always just message me over at Inner Alchemist. And if you do want a reading with that activation, it's 111 Aussie dollars. Or if you would like to learn more about archetypes for self-sabotaging, then you can always book in for a free 30-minute chat and see if I can help. It's been an absolute pleasure. Much love. Sweet dreams. I'm off to bed. Oh, you are all most welcome.